You. All right. Make sure this. Make sure the sound good. You know I'm on the road again. Hmm. Okay. Be a couple minutes here. So yeah, man. You know, I'm an optimist, so that's what I'm talking about. The featherweights again. Okay. I mean, according to the UFC, the featherweight division is not dead, right? So it's not gone yet. So I'm an optimist. Marcus Bell, Robert Henry, what's going on? Let me know how to connect. Make sure y'all can hear me. All right. Make sure y'all know there's still some money to be made off some featherweights, so they just can't totally get rid of everybody yet, right? Get started here in a minute. Yep. So what do y'all think, man? Just a second here. Yeah, yeah, Robert said just like Nas. And just like Nas still putting albums out, right? I guess it ain't dead, huh? I mean, I really don't like personally. I don't really like follow hip hop that much anymore, as far as like today's music. I mean, for a minute, but shoot, Nas. I guess it ain't dead because Nas still putting albums out. You know? Yeah. But yeah, man. Anyway, like I said, I just want to come on here for a little bit, just for a minute, and talk about it. Um, yeah. So Big and Anderson. First of all, thank y'all for coming into the chat. Marcus and Robert. I'm on the grind here. Um, yeah. So 145 is looking like it's not fully taking off life support yet. It's not taking off life support yet. So uh, we can still kind of hope for the best, right? After Megan Anderson's statement, Megan Anderson said, okay, she's no longer in a UFC contract. And then she tried to say, that the UFC featherweight division was gone, basically saying that it's gone without, it's done without her, which it never really was with her anyway, right? But UFC, they stated that the division is not gone yet. It's not gone yet. And the articles I've been reading, they always make the good point that there's nobody there, right? And it's been since almost 4 years. It's going on 4 years now since since they tried to build one. So it's it's becoming more and more likely that they might have to take it off life support. But like I said, I'm going to remain optimistic, man, because there's a lot of ladies that want to sign and want to come over, and that are preparing themselves for something. You know, like I said, shout out to shout out to BJ from No Filter MMA. He was talking about what's the future of the division last night in his video, and I was just thinking about that myself. I was like, what is the future now? Because he did his interview with Leah Ledson, and Leah Ledson's supposed to be coming back, and she's damn sure not going to come back at 135. She's going to come back at 145. She's still under UFC contract, so she has to come back at 145, right? And of course, you got this fight between Spencer and Wolf. I don't know how many more fights Spencer got under her contract, but yeah, you got these fighters still under contract, so you just kind of got them stragglers. Why not put some more fighters in there, right? Let's see. Marcus said if UFC continues to add one women featherweight every 2 years, it will be dead. Right. Yeah, if you just keep continuing to add one at a time, so I don't even think like you need to. I know BJ was saying something about maybe they hold like another contender fight. I don't even think they should do that. I think they should just sign some fighters. They should just sign like a good 6, 7, 6 or 8 women. Because even if you did like a contender fight, if you did like a contender series fight with the featherweight, of course they're going to sign the one girl, and then they're not going to sign the other. So you're still down to just adding one at a time. So why not just go ahead and sign a crop of girls instead of trying to make them compete? And then they made the stupid choice, like I always say, the Daniel Wolf fight and Tanisha Tennant fight. That was really stupid. It's just like Tanisha's not even a featherweight. But yeah, you got a lot of girls that still, a lot of ladies that still want to be in the featherweight division. They still want to sign to the UFC. I put the familiar faces up there because that's what a lot of y'all know. But there's still a lot of ladies on the underground side that can make 145 easy. And let's talk about Pam Sorensen. Pam Sorensen, she was one of the ones that was kind of vocal about not being signed. I mean, she's got the experience, she had the belt. I think she had more of a, let's be honest, Pam Sorensen, she had more of a well-roundedness to her than Megan Anderson did. And she had more of a, to me, she had more of a hunger, it seemed like, to develop as a fighter. That's why I was like, I don't know why they're trying to hold back and not sign Pam Sorensen. I thought, Pam was a very talented fighter. Still is, she's not retired or anything. She still is a talented fighter, but that would have been a good sign to the UFC. And that's why she went on Twitter and was like, Megan, you got, she basically said if Megan wins, that's something better for. That's definitely better for the featherweight division because I guess she took offense to what Amanda Nunes said too about just retiring the division. Marcus said, at this point, hold on, what are these things? Oh, there we go. At this point, it would be a dumb move for Megan to renew her contract with the UFC. I was talking about that last night. Yeah, in my video, I said, at this point, she doesn't really need the UFC. Megan Anderson doesn't really need the UFC because she never really grew as a fighter. Like I said in my video, she never really grew. I mean, there's better avenues where she could probably survive longer. She could make 155 would be easier for her to make in PFL. Bellator, you've got to give her more credit. They said she can't compete with the Bellator featherweights. And sure she can, man. Like, those are the ones that she was fighting from Invicta. That was the level of competition. I mean, there are some more skilled fighters there, but there's also some of the girls that came from Invicta. But yeah, like, UFC ain't really something that she needs to. A lot of people don't need to say, oh, she needs to be signed there, needs to be signed there. No. Shoot. Dana White. Yeah, he can't find her. I guess I am telling you that, or he refusing to. I mean, if I can find him, I know he can. I know if I can find some featherweights, I'm sure he's just not looking. Because yeah, again, Pam, very talented fighter, former champion. She's one of the ones that was vocal about wanting to, step her game up and be in the UFC. And she at a time wanted to fight Chris Cyborg. You know, she was one of those ones that wanted to fight her and challenge. So I was like, yo, make it happen. I was always a fan of her, and like I said, when I used to see her fight, I always felt like she was one of the ones that had more of a when she was champion, she had more well-roundedness to her than Vegan Anderson. I'm just being honest, man. That's why. Look, just put her in. Stop playing, Dana. Just sign some of these girls. Who else you have? And Chelsea. Chelsea's been on her Instagram a lot. She's been bulking up. It looks like she wants to go up to featherweight for sure. Like I know she used to go between 135 and 145, but Chelsea Chandler, she's been tacking on the muscle lately. She's been lifting weights and doing a lot of weight training and trying to put on the featherweight, the 145 the right way. She's been working on her power and everything, so that's another fighter. I'm sure she's preparing for whatever's to come in Invicta, but she's still trying to make a statement because eventually she wants to get to the UFC or Bellator. I don't know whichever one grabs it first. I don't know, Marcus. I don't even know if she still is. I mean, um, I'm guessing. I'm guessing she is, man. I might have to look into that because every time they need somebody to take on their new fighter, they'll call Dos Santos. You know, and that's no knock to Dos Santos, but like she was kind of a reach. She was just kind of a reach. Like they just grabbed somebody to try to build up their other fighters. You know what I mean? Like using food. You know what I mean? They just try to make certain fighters food. Like when there's a lot of other uh, highly skilled fighters, levels above her. And Mark said pick her up in 4 years. That would be dirty, huh? Yeah, man. There's a lot of girls that that's what I want to talk about too towards the end of the video. Like, there's a lot of girls, man. There's a lot of girls that can make 145 easy, man. But Pam Bam for sure. Pam Bam for sure. Chelsea, another one, like I said, for sure. She definitely wants it. The more and more I see her on Instagram, she's looking like she's more of a featherweight now. Who else? And of course, like I said, Leah Letson. BJ did an interview with Leah Letson, and you know, after her recovery, she wants to come back. And they ain't gonna make nobody like Leah Letson squeeze down on 135. She can't make 135. But you gonna make her fight again, Dos Santos as well? Like, is that all everybody kind of goes to, fight her or Norma Dumont? And that's another one right there I didn't even mention. Norma Dumont, they had her fight at what, bantamweight against Ashley Evans Smith, and she barely made bantamweight, right? She was like 130, 138, 137. No, Norma Dumont's a girl that should be at 145. Like Norma Dumont's a girl that looks good at 145. You know, looks strong. Uh, yeah. Who else? Shoot, it's easy, man. Dana White knows what he's doing. I could do that. I could build a division just like we built the atomweight division last time on live. Just like we built the atomweight division, you build. I find 20 featherweights. I find 20, and none of them have to be named Vegan Anderson. Add 20 to the ones you already got, like Felicia. What's crazy is Felicia. Hang on, y'all. Felicia. Yeah, Felicia could have been. I don't know, man. Felicia could have been a tougher contender to me than she was against Cyborg and Nunes the first go round if they had like a structured division. Man, they put her in there 2 times and she had some rough fights. She had some rough fights with Cyborg and Nunes. Yeah, she went the distance, but man, like didn't even win around with either one of them. But imagine if she had like got her confidence up and was able to build her skill set up like over the course of a division and fight, legit title contenders. She probably would have been a tough. She probably could have been a tougher level of fighter for Nunes. Who else? Who else we have? So I said, yeah, Leah Lansing, and of course Macy. Macy Jackson. Yeah, Macy. Macy was one of those fighters that doesn't need to be at 135. You said, yeah. I ain't going back over there. Y'all surprised they're not there? Yeah, I'm not either. Like, I mean, I am surprised. I am surprised that they're not adding them. Like, they just made a belt and that just had stragglers, man. Like, I'm not surprised. I am surprised that they're not adding them. Yeah, I think some of the bigger bantamweights need to stay there because Macy looks okay at 135, but she looked better at 145. And she was the tough house winner. She was the tough house winner. So I was like, okay, well now we got her as the tough house winner. Maybe eventually she'll fight Cyborg, or she'll get somewhere near Cyborg or Amanda Nunes. Macy was one of those fighters that said, yeah, she's a natural featherweight. Told you that would have been a good fight too, even if she fought Megan. She was like, I wouldn't fight Megan. And whenever Amanda pulled out of the title fight or had to push back the title fight, she said, I would have fought Megan Anderson. Bluebird said Felicia definitely won't have a problem being intimidated by anybody after what she's been through. Right. Yeah, she definitely won't, man. Like, that's the thing. That's what I said. Like, the girl's got a lot of heart, and she's got a lot of grit to her. And I just imagine if she had like polished herself up a little bit more before those fights, she probably would have been a tougher customer for Nunes and Cyborg, for real. Yeah, I really think so. 45. Biggest what if, yeah. Tesson gassed against Landsberg. It was a weight cut. It was a weight cut. It was definitely the weight cut. Yeah, like she just looked flat. She looked flat in that fight, man. That's what I said. Like she don't need to be at 135. I don't I don't understand that. You know, Mason saying I could do either one. I'd be like, yo, I can't make 135. You need to let me stay at featherweight now. I bet, I guess some of these fighters are kind of intimidated by it. They think they'll get cut if they try to speak up. I'd be like, man, it's my body, man. It's my body. I don't want to. You trying to, mess my kidneys up by making these crazy weight cuts. 'Cause I'm sure, Macy probably walk around in like damn 160 something, 170. It's a big girl, man. She'd probably be walking around. Probably she ain't as big as like Megan Anderson, but she's a little bit slimmer and lankier. That's why she gets squeezed down the bantamweight, but still, that's killer on her body. But it was definitely a weight cut. Scott Coker is going to have the rest of UFC's featherweights minus Nunes. Pretty much. I mean, yeah, he's got a lot of them now. Yeah. But even then, man, like their division, their division ain't even active, man. Like Bellator, their first card ain't till April. Another 4 weeks, man. So I mean, it's right around the corner now, but still, like, Bellator should have kicked the new year off strong, man. Like at least February. At least they could have came up with something in February, man. But they're making it, Bellator making us wait till them April. Because what Kat Zingano said she got an opponent with their Bellator. I don't think she said who yet, but she's got an opponent. But yeah, man, like I said, I just want to come on here real quick and just say, yeah, man, look, Dana know sooner or later he's going to have to add somebody because we say it's dead, but they're saying it's not. So why not just add some fighters? You got to add somebody because Nunez is probably gonna go back down to 135, and she might stay at 135 now. She's 32 years old. Don't mean she can keep on jumping up and down and wait, or keep us waiting like fighting every 6 or 7 months just so she can make the weight. Like I get what you were saying, Robert. Yeah, like the double champion thing. It's cool for a little while, but when the work comes to put title defenses in, it's time to it's time to make a choice, man. Hold on 1 second. All right. So what's going on? Yeah. Yeah, man. What was I saying though? Shit. You say they're gonna add Marie Eve Dakar? Man, they do something crazy like that. I mean, that girl ain't even got no power, do she?
I don't think she has any knockouts. Like I said, she don't have knockouts in boxing either. Marie Eve, like Danielle Wolf, she ain't got no, yeah, she ain't got no knockout power either. Shoot, man. But yeah, man. There's fighters out there. I'm thinking it's just like a thing where he don't want to sign and pay some people, So trying to go as long as possible without adding ladies. But I mean, if you're gonna continue to say it's not dead, then it's time to put some fighters in there, man. It's time to add some people because Amanda's not gonna hold that belt forever. Amanda's not gonna hold that belt forever. You either have to go back down, stay at 135, or stay at 145. All right, so let's see, man. Who we got fighting this weekend? Hang on. All the women's fights are on the prelims cards this weekend. Starts at 5 p.m. All right, so this weekend, of course, we got Gloria DePaula versus Jin Frey. Somebody asked me to do a breakdown, give my prediction for that fight, which I will. I'll probably put it up tomorrow. All right. So I put that prediction up tomorrow. And yeah, we got Courtney Casey versus JJ Aldrich. Got that fight. And we got the rematch between Angela Hill and Ashley Yoder. So yeah, got that reschedule. I mean, Hill Yoder, it's not really like a big fight I was looking forward to. I don't know about y'all. I was just kind of, I'm gonna watch it, but it wasn't like a rematch I was looking forward to. So first fight was close. Yeah, Junior Frey is small. Yeah, Junior Frey is pretty. You know, she's a little small, and I mean she's got the muscle, but like the physical strength for strawweight. I don't know because she's been making 105 for so long. She's been atom weight for a while, so her moving up and trying to fight some of these straw weights been tough. Yeah, man, Jinu Frey she already 0-2, right? They've been giving her some fights, boy. What's her name? Loma Labuni and Kay Hansen. She could have won the Kay Hansen fight, but she just slipped up, man. Man, yeah, I'm gonna talk about it tomorrow. The the Gloria DePaula fight, it could be close because I'm actually kind of studying Gloria DePaula. I'm watching all her fights. I'm going down a list of fights, starting from her debut, and she's good. She's got very good striking, but there's some holes in her game, man. I mean, she might have enough strength to not get exposed in a Jin Frey fight, but there's some things about Gloria DePaula that she still needs to work on. Like don't get me wrong, she's good though. She's growing. But I was just watching some of her fights and I seen her losses, and yeah, I can see some holes on how to beat her. Of course, like I said, I've been watching her, so I see a couple of holes in there. Um, if you have the strength to handle her and kind of nullify her offense, yeah, yeah. What else we got? Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I can see her winning it, but I won't be surprised if Jinu Frey is able to beat her just off of what I've seen in some of her fights. Because it's hard to say if Jinu Frey is the one to expose what I'm talking about. Aldridge versus Casey is going to be fun. Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good fight. I'm leaning towards Aldridge. I just like Aldridge's style. I like her style matched up against her. Um, you got Ashley Yoder by submission this go round. I don't know, man. I think Ashley. I think Angela Hill, her takedown defense has gotten better. I think it's gotten better over the years since their last fight, which was like 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, man. We just wanted to make some money. I wouldn't be mad at that. Well, who was Angela Hill was supposed to fight? Who was Angela Hill supposed to fight? Who was she supposed to fight? Because she had to step in. Yeah, Angela Hill had to step in and fight. Somebody was replacing somebody. I forget. Robert Henry said, I think if Nunez fights with Pena is kind of competitive, she won't go back down there. She won't go back down there after that. I think the going up and down the weight will catch up. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. It's going to catch up, man. You're 32 years old. You can't keep going. You can't keep fluctuating between weight like that, man. If it is competitive, I think she should just stay at 135. If it's competitive, just stay at 135 because that's where you need to be anyway. I mean, nobody else at 145 at the moment. So, Lolita said, I hope Yoder wins. It's a tough call for me. I don't know, man, because yeah, it's more of a filler match. Yeah, I can kind of see that. Not really like the best fight, of course, because both of these fighters they just kind of stay at a certain level. Like, I definitely won't say Ashley Yoder or Angela Hill's a bad fighter, but I don't get the I don't get the spark in them sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not getting that spark where some fighters have that spike where they rise to that occasion and they jump on a fight or they level up. I don't get that in them, man. Robert Henry said, sitting in the park trying to figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner tonight. Shoot, I got me some. I had to grab something from Jersey Mike's, man. That's all I eat, some subs, man. So yeah, what else? Yeah, so that's the weekend the fights going down. I mean, ain't much, ain't 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 gonna complain because these fights could turn into something good. Because Courtney Casey's coming to fight, JJ Aldridge is coming to fight, and you damn sure you, you damn sure know that Gloria DePaula and Jenny Frey coming to fight, man. I know everybody's picking Gloria to win, but like I said, man, there's some things I think Jenny Frey could do to win this fight. But it's all in if she takes advantage of it. Yeah, man. See, that's the thing. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like, you ain't confident in her winning or Angela Hill because neither one of them really has that spark. Neither one of them has that spark where it's like, boom. You know what I mean? Like, they rise to that occasion, man. Even even Mackenzie Dern will have that spark sometimes. She'll have that spark to either take you down to the ground and submit you quick, or Mackenzie Dern will have that overhand right that'll drop you. So she got a little bit of all of that, man. What else you got? Who else you got in the division got the spark? Loma's got the spark. Loma Labutni's got the spark. But yeah, there's some fighters, yeah, like Angela Hill or Ashley Yoder. You know, they come to fight. They're decent fighters, but it's kind of hard to call. Like this one really is hard to call. I can tell you Gloria DePaula and Genu Frey is going to be a little bit more exciting though. But yeah, man, let me got about another 10 minutes. Yeah, another 10 minutes. Jumping back to the featherweight division, like I said, man, going by what the UFC said, featherweight it's not dead. Featherweight division ain't dead. We all know the answer to what needs to be done. If you want to continue to say 145 is not dead, you know what to do. Just bring in some more fighters. Bring in some more fighters, whether it be Pam, Chelsea. Um, you already got Leah Letts in there. She's going to need some opponents, so you better start signing some people. And like I said, Megan Anderson gone. Megan, she's not really a fighter that you need. Megan's not a fighter that we really need to see in the division. She could have been, but hey, the featherweight division didn't revolve around her. Okay, Robert said Angela usually starts out strong and then fizzles out late. Yoder starts at a snail's pace and picks up in the last minute of the final round. Yeah, Angela, she kind of man, she kind of fizzled out in that Waterson fight at times. I had Angela Hill winning, but there was just some moments where she kind of yeah, she kind of just lost momentum and stopped throwing. And the same with Ashley Yoder. Ashley Yoder is kind of a slower starter. Yeah, she's a slower pace fighter. She likes to wrestle. She'll try to grapple and clinch. Yeah, yeah, Lolita Means just she just wasn't the elite level in the UFC, and that just came with false confidence of thinking she was ready, for the Cyborg fight. She called out Cyborg. It all starts it all starts back at that time, man. She calls out Cyborg, and Cyborg acknowledges the fight, and Megan Anderson was gone after that. You know, they say it was injury, but she was gone for a good year. In the meantime, she didn't try to fight anybody from the tough house that came through. Instead, they matched her up with Holly Holm at 145, which was a big mistake for her. She fought such a high level opponent, that's not known for a great ground game, but she got dominated. So the elite part of her kind of passed up. It's crazy, y'all. I actually mentioned this to Coach on one of his live streams. I see a lot of boxing channels trying to cover UFC now or cover MMA. I mean, I'm a diehard boxing fan. I cover both, but I cover both. I talk both. I'm not just jumping boxing ship because boxing was matches aren't really happening. I've always talked both. I think y'all know that, but I see a lot of boxing channels that never touched UFC before wanting to talk UFC now. And don't know what they're talking about. you know I don't know if y'all noticed that, but yeah, I just go through some boxing channels and I see them trying to cover UFC, and It's like just casual fan talk. I mean, who really thought Valerie Laredo was a champion? I actually heard I actually heard somebody in boxing say Valerie Laredo was a champion. You know, is she a champion? I'm missing something. Am I missing something? Valerie Laredo is a champion. Somebody actually said that. Okay. Yeah. I was watching some of these boxing channels trying to do MMA is almost like them tripping over their own shoelaces. That's what I'm saying, man. Like, come on, man. Don't talk it if you don't know it, man. Like, if boxing is your thing, stick with it. I mean, I like both. I mean, most of these people never even liked MMA before, but all of a sudden, because it's the hot thing, you want to try to talk it. But man, like, come on, Valerie Laredo is a champion. Who? Come on, who told you that? Yeah, she was. She never got there. Yeah, she never got there. She never got there before. I agree with you on that, Lolita. Lolita, she never got to the UFC level just because there was never the work in between. She won the Invicta belt, and then you jump in there and fight Holly Holm after a whole year of inactivity. So there was never time to build up the UFC level there. So I agree with that. Yeah, I just think she was just signed because of the look. The look and a few of the knockouts. That she was delivering. That's why she was signed. Um, and never improved. No, it never did. Yeah, Laredo versus Barber, that would be an interesting fight. I mean, they both got some power, so listen to football fans trying to break down the chess tournament. Crazy, yeah, man. That's what I'm saying, man. I'm like, yo, like, what else did I and just to talk about, look, respect to Clarissa trying to come to MMA, but Clarissa is not knocking Amanda Nunes out in in mixed martial arts. Clarissa's not gonna come in there and just outstrike and knock out Amanda Nunes. The striking technique and the overall just striking background is just too elite from Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes knows how to move on her feet and how to strike, how to dodge strikes, how to turn over punches in striking. And let's be honest, Amanda Nunes' power is ridiculous compared to Clarissa Shields. I know that's boxing, but the way Amanda Nunes is knocking girls out like Chris Cyborg, Megan Anderson, Holly Holm, the way she'll like just den up a fighter like Felicia Spencer, that's deadly, man. That's some deadly stuff that somebody like Clarissa Shields would need to look out for. You know what I mean? So anybody thinking Clarissa just gonna go in there and knock out Amanda Nunes, that's just casual talk, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup even for 2 years from now. Clarissa said in 2 years she could take her on. No, man, like that's in 2 years you might be fighting just like the mid tier fighters, maybe in the PFL. But yeah, you won't be able to hang with Nunes of striking in her clinch game and her grappling and just her ability to put you on your back and control you, and side mount, whatever, you know what I mean? So there's just so many things that nullify your boxing and your confidence in these fights. So Again, man, that's just casual talk. Yeah, casualty. It's casualty talk. You setting it up for disaster. That's casualty talk. Exactly. That's casualty talk right there. You gas somebody up, man, you would get them put in the grave, man. Like, look, Megan Anderson, perfect example. She is an MMA fighter. Her background is MMA, but what happened to her when she tried to step her game up with Holly Holm? Holly Holm's not even like like I said, she's not known as an elite grappler. You know, she's not an elite wrestler. You know, she's been working at it for a long time, but that's still not her strength. It's still something that Megan Anderson, even her, she couldn't handle. So yeah, man, like there's levels to the game, man. There's levels to the game. You see Floyd Mayweather, he never even took a chance and fought, right? You know, Floyd Mayweather never even took a chance to say, "Well, I can do this. I can do that." No, no, he never did that. He was never crazy enough to do that. Never. Casualty talk, man. Yeah. And imagine if Amanda Nunes was at 155, man. Like her power would be sick, or you know, her power would be even crazier because her weight cut wouldn't be as hard. You know, Amanda Nunes walk around at like what 165, 175. You know, she dropped maybe 10 pounds. She'd be good to go, man. That power would be hard, boy, for real. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here. Like I said, this is something I'll talk about again. I was just on the move here. Um, when I'm at home chilling. I'll be off tomorrow chilling. So I'll be back on like live stream tomorrow. Um, yeah, yeah. So yeah, final thoughts. If it ain't dead, man, they gotta revive this thing. Put the defibrillators on it, man. Wake this featherweight division up for real. But yeah, man, I'm about to get up out of here, y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe. I am out. Peace.